Michelle here, and I am here to share some more crochet stuff with you all. I have quite a bit to show and I'm really excited. Well, what I'm most excited about, as you all would notice my ensemble here, I have finished my loom knitting hat. Check it out. I just finished, and I added a little pom-pom on the back. Hope y'all can see that. So I love it. Yellow really isn't a color that I wear very often, but I really like it. I paired it with some yellow earrings and a necklace, and I can't wait to wear this set out. And of course you all are familiar with my yellow scarf that I had already completed on a rectangular loom, and this is my loom knitting hat that I just finished. And I learned how to do the scarf using a tutorial by Crafting with Claudia, and also the hat I just loom knitted from one of her videos, and I will leave the links to both videos in the description box below. I love it. It's really cool. And I think this stitch is called an Easy E stitch. I think that's what this is called. And so I'm really excited about it. And especially like on a day like this where it's so gloomy outside and so foggy, it's nice to just, you know, brighten it up. And like, I'm really loving this pom-pom. I really am, if you all can't tell. And so the yarn that I used, it's by Hobby Lobby, and it's called I Love This Chunky, and it is in the color Crocus. Yes, and it's really nice. I used a whole skein to make the scarf, but this skein is 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, 109 yards, and I still, after making the hat, I had this much left. So I used the whole skein for the scarf, and then I used all except this much, and I still have quite a bit left even after making the pom-pom. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I may just use it as scrap yarn for something. And this is the loom that I used. It is a 36 peg loom, and I bought this from Hobby Lobby, and I really like it. It was really cool. I think I have tension issues though, because there were times where it was really difficult for me to pull the yarn off of the pegs, and so I really had to learn how to loosen my tension up some, and I think I'll improve on that. So that's really what I need to work on, is just my tension. So like I said, I'm really happy with the way that my hat and scarf turned out, and I can't wait to make some more stuff on the loom. Like, I have quite a bit of looms now, and so I definitely want to make some more stuff. So here it is. Okay, what else do I have to show you all? I have some finished objects. I have a few hats, and I have some other stuff. Okay, so here is a hat that I finished. It is a beret. It is black, obviously, and it is made using Red Heart with Love black. And it's just a simple 20 rows of double crochet, and let's see, we got 6 rows of single crochets in the back loops only. That's how that looks. And it's nice and slouchy in the back. I really like wearing these, as you all know. The second hat that I want to share with you all is this hat. This hat is made using Red Heart Super Saver Pumpkin and Red Heart Super Saver Camo. Now, I know Super Saver yarn has its reputation for not really being the softest yarn in the world, but there are some colors in Red Heart Super Saver that are actually softer than others, and one of those colors is the pumpkin. I find that the pumpkin seems to be very, well, I mean, it's soft compared to the other ones. I don't know why the color would make a difference, but here it is. So this is really nice, and it'll definitely keep someone's head warm. Okay, and I think it's great for all the outdoorsy people out there. Like, I grew up in the South, and so I saw this a lot. Okay, I got another order for a gray infinity scarf, and so here it is. I have showed you all a scarf like this in a previous video, and so if y'all want to go check that out, you can. But here it is. It's very simple, and I will put a link in the description box below on how you can make this. It's just a double crochet infinity scarf. Then it has a join, like so. I still haven't tried that whip stitch yet, but I think I will change to a whip stitch. And so this will wrap around you 2 to 3 times, or you can wear it like a hooded scarf. And if you all want to see pictures of how I guess wore this, or the different ways that I styled it, you can check out the other video that I did on the gray infinity scarf. And I'll put a link to that video as well. Okay, so let's see. Oh yes, I have some more finished projects. I don't know if I like saying objects. I don't know. But I do have some more finished projects. As you all know, I have really been into trying new things, such as dishcloths. Look at these. So far I've done 2. Isn't this pretty? Yep, I remember when I first showed these to my husband, and he said, "Ooh, I like the colors." But very nice, very pretty. Okay, so let me tell you the story about this dishcloth. Of course, it is a granny square dishcloth. I've made 2, and I would like to do a set of 3. So I have one skein here that I'm going to make the 3rd one with. Okay, so I went looking for a granny square dishcloth pattern. Now, I already know how to make a granny square, but I wanted to experiment and see how other people do their granny squares. So I went on this website and I began to follow the instructions, and I got to row 3 and I just wasn't feeling it. It wasn't the best written pattern, and I worked on it for the longest time and I just could not get it. And I was like, you know, why am I struggling over making a granny square dishcloth when I already know how to make a granny square? So the same granny square that I made using acrylic yarn, I'm pretty sure I can apply it to cotton. And so that's what I did. And these are 11 by 11. Okay, I really like how it turned out, and I was trying to decide, like, do I want to use this as a dishcloth or a washcloth? And Lily's Sugar and Cream, which is what this is, I have found that it would be better used in the kitchen versus using it on your face, because even though this is a great yarn, it is not the softest cotton in the world. And so if you all out there have any suggestions on a softer cotton, please let me know in the description box below. I'm really interested because I would really like to make some washcloths. And of course, these will be used as dishcloths, which is great, but I find that this is better for like a kitchen cotton. So yeah, and each dishcloth took 1 skein, and these are 2-ounce skeins, and I only had like a little bit left, like a tiny little ball of yarn left. And I was thinking maybe I could make some scrubbies, little scrubbies to go along with it, just so I can use the scraps up. But we'll see how much yarn scraps I have after I make this one, and I'll see what I'll do with it. And so yeah, I will update you all when I make the 3rd one. Alright, so speaking of granny squares, a few videos ago I shared with you all that I was making a granny square baby blanket. Now I kind of put the blanket aside, and then I realized, oh wow, like my friend's baby is coming soon, so I need to get moving. So I have done a little bit more. I have added a border to the squares, and here they are. Here they are. And what I've done is I've just added a white border around them. And this is the color part here is made using impeccable yarn. No, loops and thread. Yes, loops and threads, Snuggly Wuggly. I believe it's a Michael's brand. And so this one is pale yellow. And let's see. This one is pale blue. This is a soft mint color. And yeah, those are the three colors that I went with. And the color that I used to do the border was Red Heart Super Sport in the white color. And both of these are number 3 weight. Like I said before, I usually don't like to mix different brands of yarn together, but they're both number 3 and they both have a very, very similar weight to them. And so now the hard part comes in joining all of these. I've heard a lot of people say that that is the worst part of joining. So far the worst part has been sewing in all of these tails. And I'm definitely going to sew the tails in as I go, because I just have a feeling that I'm going to start joining these and then I'm going to finish and then I'm going to turn it over and look at all of the strings that I have, and I'm probably not going to want to finish it or not be encouraged to finish it. So right now I'm in the process of looking up some good YouTube videos on how to join all these things together. So if you all know any good YouTube videos out there, please let me know of some good YouTubers I can look up in just learning how to join these squares together. Yeah, that would be great, because right now I am clueless as to how to join all of these together. Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. What else do I have to show? Oh, another little side note about my little set that I'm wearing here. Bob Wilson 123 put out a video, I think like last week or something, and she called it something about yarn vomit, which is hilarious. And we have all experienced it, and I think Mikey from the Crochet Crowd, he called it yarn barf. I definitely experienced some of that, and I am going to insert a picture here of just what I experienced with using this yarn. Okay, so you just saw the picture. Like, when I was pulling out this skein of yarn, literally, like, when I was pulling in the middle, trying to get the skein started, I had to pull out the entire middle of the skein. Like, I kid you not, half of the skein of yarn came out. It looked a mess. I had to, like, wind so much of it back up. Like, the yarn barf was half the skein of yarn, and it took forever for me to like find the center in all of that yarn. So yes, the struggle is real when it comes to yarn barf. It really, really is. So yeah, I just wanted to share that story with you, that if you all are out there experiencing this problem, you are not alone. Alright, now the last thing that I want to show you all is an infinity scarf that I'm working on, and the person wanted me to make this infinity scarf in the color coral. Here it is. Now, it was really hard for me to find this color, because it would be so easy if we could just go in the store and see the color that we want on the skein, on the label. Yeah, on the label of the skein. But it's not that easy. Like, if somebody says they want the color coral, well, we have to find a color that's close to it. It's not going to say coral on the label most of the time. Like, it might be called something else. For example, this is the color mango. Yeah, mango. But to me, it looks like coral, so I went with it. And I know Red Heart Super Saver comes in coral, but I could not find that anywhere. I called Walmart, I called Joann's. Nobody had the color. And plus, I really don't use Super Saver for, like, scarves. But anyway, I found this color. It's really pretty. I asked my friend who I was making this for, I was like, what does coral look like to you? Because I looked at coral like bridesmaids dresses, and they were kind of like a peachy pink type of color, and then I saw this color and she said light orange, and so I said, okay, I'm going to try to find something as close to light orange as possible, and this is what I came up with. And I have fallen in love with this color. I absolutely love it. And it is made just like the gray one that I showed you. I am halfway done with it. And hopefully by the next video, if I haven't finished it and given it to her, I will have this done. So I really like how this is turning out. Okay. Now, for the last few things that I want to discuss, in the last video I was sharing with you all some of the, I had shared with you all some of the hooks and little knitting things that a friend of mine had given me. And one of those things was these. I showed you all these and I had no idea what they were. All I know is that boy, B-O-Y-E, is written on the back. And I'm familiar with them because of their hooks, but I had no idea what this was. And a lot of people in the comment section, which I really do appreciate, you all told me that these are bobbins for color work. Well, to somebody that crochets and has never like hand knitted a day in their life, I still don't know what bobbins for color work mean. So I took that little bit of information and I decided to kind of Google it. Where's my tablet? I decided to find out what exactly are these and what in the world is a color work bobbin. So I looked it up and let's see, where did it go? Yeah, so I found some information about it. Oh, now I lost it. That would happen. I totally had this up and everything. Okay, here we go. I found it. I looked that up on Jimmy Bean Wool's website. Yeah, Jimmy Bean's Wool. And it was talking about how to use these knitting bobbins. And it says that bobbins are used in intarsia knitting, occasionally in Fair Isle. Anytime you will be working with multiple yarns, they are helpful because they keep the yarn from getting tangled. Bobbins hang off the knitted work without getting tangled. Just pull the yarn off as needed. And so I thought, oh, that is so cool. So I guess you just take these and you put individual colors of yarn around them, and as you need them, you can like pull a little bit of yarn off at one time. I thought that was so cool, and you can go check out some YouTube videos on this stuff. Like, it makes some really pretty work, and these are very helpful. So one day in the future, when I learn how to hand knit, I'm definitely going to be using these because they seem to be extremely helpful. Okay, the last thing I wanted to share with you all was I had one of my subscribers send me a Facebook message, and she said, how do you manage to finish all of your WIPs, all of your works in progress? I have a difficult time working on tedious projects that require a lot of both my attention and time. I get so excited starting new things, and then boredom kicks my tush. I have had this problem for a while now, and I have a bunch of unfinished WIPs stalking me. I need a serious intervention program, LOL. Well, I don't know about you all, but the reason why I managed to finish my WIPs is because if I don't finish, like, I will go crazy. I will think about a project until it is done. Like, the most WIPs I can have at one time is maybe like 2 or 3. And even still, I'm working on all of them. Like, I can't start a project and then put it down and pick it up months or years later. Like, it will drive me bananas. So if I start on a project, I have to finish it in a certain amount of time, or I will constantly think about it. And I sent her a really good article that Mikey from the Crochet Crowd wrote, and he was talking about sometimes you either have to commit to finish something, or either you have to frog it. You just have to rip it out and recycle the yarn. So either stick with it or rip out the yarn and, you know, recycle it in another project. And I thought that was really really neat. And I know some people have kind of done like a New Year's thing where they take all their WIPs that they hadn't finished from the year, and they decide which ones am I going to continue, which ones am I going to finish, and which ones I am going to frog, and then they go from there. And so yeah, that is why that is how I managed to not have so many WIPs at one time, because like I have to finish whatever I start. And yeah, which is why it's so important for me to finish this baby blanket and finish this infinity scarf. Like, I just don't like to have that WIP cloud over my head saying, finish me, finish me. Yeah, I'll drive myself nuts if I don't finish it. And also, I like to start new things. And so if I have a bunch of stuff that's waiting on me to get finished, then I feel like I can't start something new, because I don't know, I just like to commit myself to something and finish it. So that is how I managed to finish all of my WIPs. And at the moment, the only WIPs that I have are the ones that I've shown you today. And one thing that really helps me manage my WIPs is that I love the feeling of accomplishing and finishing something. Like, I was so happy when I finished this hat today. And I'm just, whenever I finish something, I just feel really accomplished. So yeah. Let's see, any other reasons? And I don't have the room. Oh my goodness. I did not have the room for a lot of unfinished projects laying around. I just don't. I need a bigger craft room. I need a craft house. Yeah, that's what I need. Like, I need our house, and then like I need a little house on the side. And maybe if I had that, then maybe I would have a bunch of WIPs laying around. On second thought, I'm probably fine with what I have. But anyway, so yeah, that is how I managed to not have so many WIPs going on, because I just like the feeling of accomplishing something and having something finished, so I can have a clear head to go on to something new. Okay, so that is all that I had to discuss with you all today. And as usual, my eBay, Etsy, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest links will be in the description box below. I always enjoy reading you all's comments, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye!